Thank you.
Okay, we are live.
Good morning, everyone. It is now 9:30 on Wednesday, April 3rd, 2024. Pinelands Commission is holding a public hearing on Manchester Township Ordinance 24-02. This hearing is being conducted via Zoom and is being broadcast live on the Commission's YouTube channel. Public may provide comment during the hearing by calling 929-205-6099 and using meeting ID 811-9421-4707. That information will be displayed momentarily. Ordinance 24-02 adopts the redevelopment plan for Block 62, lots 30 and 31.01. The redevelopment area contains 2 lots spanning approximately 224 acres. The redevelopment area is currently vacant, but was the site of a former resource extraction operation. It is located within the Township's Pinelands Environmental Development 1 district. This district is located within a Pinelands regional growth area. The redevelopment plan permits light industrial uses, warehouses, distribution centers, wholesaling, flex space, indoor recreation, scientific or research facilities, business or professional offices, and indoor agriculture. The redevelopment plan conditionally permits online commercial businesses as well as outdoor recreation. Plan includes various development standards related to lot area and bulk requirements, vegetative buffering, parking, design, lighting, and signage. Lastly, any non-residential development permitted under the redevelopment plan is required to redeem Pinelands development credits at a rate of 1/4 credit for every 11,500 square feet of gross floor area within principal use and conditional use buildings, except for conditionally permitted outdoor recreation uses. Conditionally permitted outdoor recreation uses are required to redeem PDCs at a rate of 1/4 credit for every 1.34 acres. As such, Ordinance 24-02 directly relates to CMP standards and must be formally reviewed and approved by the Pinelands Commission before it may take effect. In terms of next steps in the process after this public hearing, the Commission's Policy and Implementation Committee will review the ordinance and the staff's report at its April 26th, 2024 meeting and make a recommendation to the Commission regarding whether or not to certify the ordinance to the full Pinelands Commission. The Pinelands Commission is expected to take final action at its May 10th, 2024 meeting. Written testimony may be submitted no later than Friday, April 3rd, 2024. Paul, do we have any callers?
We do. I'm going to screen share also at the same time.
Okay.
Here.
Thank you. Yeah, and
okay. Participants. Okay.
Than Friday, April 3rd.
Good morning, caller. You are live in our meeting. Can you please mute your computer?
We do. I'm going to screen share also at the same time.
Okay.
Here.
Thank you.
Good morning, caller. You are live in our meeting. Can you please state your name for the record?
Okay. My name is Karen Argenti.
Hi, Karen. Can you please also mute your computer?
I have to slow to that thing. I'm sorry.
Also at the same time.
Okay.
Here.
Thank you.
Oh, I did the wrong thing. Yes, okay.
Okay, you're good to go.
I'm from Manchester.
Okay, the floor is yours.
Hi, everybody. I guess you mean we can comment by April 5th, not the 3rd. I have prepared comments, but I'm not really sure what you're interested in hearing. But I'm a member of the Manchester Environmental Commission, and we have discussed this project many times. And we were wondering at each time, and we contacted the planning board and the town council and spoke before them to tell them that we thought that they should be building this on the area that is already been used as, quote, redevelopment, instead of knocking down the forest, which is next to a wetland stream. And so we were concerned about that. And I'm concerned about the floodplain. It's also in a floodplain. It's a steep slope and obviously ends up into the little wetland. And it's also in a floodplain. And we showed that to them. We had prepared a natural resource inventory, or helped to prepare one in 2020. And we showed them the places where we thought it would be better for them to put this project, and it just kept proceeding forward. In addition, the stormwater management plan seems to be not correct. They have a basin, which is on the other lot. So, and they're also moving the road, which is not in between the two lots, but further to the east. And so they're moving that road over to where the new lot begins, where the forest is, and that's just going to create a more impervious surfaces. And so, in addition, they are taking all the rain from the various site projects, which is a warehouse. And we're not objecting to the warehouses. We're just objecting to the size of the project, because it takes up the whole footprint of that lot. And then they're discharging all the runoff into a basin, which is not appropriate with our ordinance for Pinelands. And then furthermore, we have identified in our natural resources inventory that there are rank 3 and rank 4 things of interest there, and we can't seem to get a good idea of where that is. We actually spoke to the developer, and they were complaining that they have several kinds of reviews, and that nothing is really, they just keep having to do these studies, but we don't know what those studies are. But our natural resources inventory lists this as for pine snake and the timber rattlesnake and some other things in the forested area, as well as also there is something in the area that has already been developed that is now unforested. So I don't know if that's what you want to hear. I will send our comments in to you from the Manchester Environmental Commission, and thank you for this hearing.
Yeah, hi Karen. I just wanted to mention real quick, your comments are very helpful. We will certainly include those in our report. We would also appreciate written comments and welcome them. Just please get them emailed to us by Friday, April 5th. That's the deadline for submitting written comments, but we appreciate your comments today.
Yeah, I have a full packet, and so I will send that out as soon as we're over. And I just like to say one other thing, that we appreciate all the work that the Pinelands Commission does, but I think we need to have a better line of communication. I certainly don't think that the town has a good line of communication, but when the Manchester Environmental Commission has questions about these projects, because there's another project that's coming up too, it would be helpful if I had somebody that, because they always ask me to make the call. I don't really know why, but I'm the vice chair. And so if I had someone who call and talk about this, whatever the proposal is, to somebody at the commission, I wouldn't take a lot of time. I just need to get answers to things,
Understood.
So,
well, we can certainly continue to dialogue on other matters. You have our contact information, and we can talk about that sometime down the road.
Yes, thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next caller. We have 3.
Can you?
Good morning, caller. Can you please mute your computer?
You have our contact information, and we can talk about that sometime down the road.
Yes, thank you.
Good morning, caller. Can you please mute your computer?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You are live in our meeting. Can you please state your name for the record?
Sure. Mark Romeyer.
Okay, Mark, the floor is yours.
Sure. Just wanted to announce that I'm attending this meeting. I'm with the Township Engineer's Office for the Township of Manchester. I wanted to make myself available for any questions or comments. And our office did work with the developer on the redevelopment plan, so we are aware and in support of this plan. That's all I had. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks. All right, I'm going to let the next caller in. Good morning, caller. You are live in our meeting. Can you please state your name for the record?
Hello. This is Heidi Ye from Pinelands Preservation Alliance.
Hi, Heidi.
You're okay?
The floor is yours.
Yes.
Hello. Okay. So Pinelands Preservation Alliance, we are generally supportive of this adaptation to the Pinelands Development Credit Program to require PDC purchases for commercial and industrial uses instead of just residential development. However, we do object to the way that redevelopment provisions of the municipal land use law are abused for deforestation projects like this. We do understand that the Pinelands Commission is not responsible for whether something qualifies as redevelopment or not, but we see this particular plan manifesting some of the problems with our current redevelopment laws of the northern portion of the property that was previously disturbed as a resource extraction site will be preserved, while the untouched forested portion of the site will be, quote, redeveloped. We understand that there are concerns with threatened and endangered species that are known to be utilizing the northern portion of the site, but we would like to see a thorough snake study to be performed that includes the forested parcel to the south. We don't want the upland forest to be sacrificed to compensate for the more apparent limitations of the former extraction site. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you, Heidi.
Right, we have one more caller here. Good morning, caller. You are live in our meeting. Can you please state your name for the record? Good morning, caller. You are live in our meeting. Can you please state your name for the record?
Hi there. I'm trying to listen to the meeting at the same time.
Okay,
I guess there's a time delay or something.
there is a delay between the Zoom meeting and the live stream. It's about 30 seconds, but the entire
Okay, so
stream is
I
archived. on
still
the-
hear Heidi talking. So my name is Emil DeVito, New Jersey Conservation Foundation and Pinelands Preservation Alliance. And so is it time for me to talk now?
It is. It is. It's your turn.
Okay. So I would just like to add that New Jersey Conservation Foundation supports everything that Heidi Ye just said from Pinelands Preservation Alliance. I just want to make an additional comment regarding threatened and endangered species issues. I understand that at some level, someone has identified that the old mining site has open sandy habitats that the pine snakes have been identified as using for nesting, and that's critical habitat. And at some level, someone has decided that should push the development into the forest. But that doesn't make any sense. There's perfectly good critical hibernation habitat in the forest, especially near the northwest corner of Lot 30, where Lot 30 is surrounded by Lot 31.01. because that's a south-facing slope of uplands. And it's very likely that anybody who's nesting in the open sandy areas would be using the forest slightly to the south for hibernation habitat, especially the neonates, which do not travel very far from the nesting ground to the hibernation sites during their first few years of life. Pinelands Commission science staff has been researching pine snakes. They're well aware of all this type of behavior. And there's no way that anyone could have possibly determined that the forested area is not critical habitat. You can't do it by a walking survey. It's impossible. You have to catch snakes, radio track them for at least 1 or 2 years. Actually, not 1, but at least 2 years, because they switch hibernation sites frequently. Pinelands Commission science staff knows this intimately well. So the work hasn't been done here. It needs to be done. It needs to be done for 2 years, and it needs to be done properly. And I suggest that the Pinelands Commission science staff be involved in approving any type of protocol for determining the critical habitat on this site. And that the consultant who is hired by the town or the developer, whomever hires the consultant, is clearly competent to do this work. So we'll be watching very closely. We don't believe that the site has been properly analyzed. There's pine snake habitat to the north, to the south, and connections. I know there is some development in the area, but there is habitat near enough that there could easily be critical habitat in the forest area that's proposed for development. And a lot of work needs to be done to determine if that's the case. And thank you very much.
Thank you for your comments, Emil.
Thank you. That is all the callers for now. There's no one else in the waiting room, but there are 9 people watching on YouTube. So
Thank you, Paul. I'm just gonna say again, sort of the next steps in our process. Commission's Policy and Implementation Committee will be reviewing this ordinance in the staff's report at its April 26th, 2024 meeting, and they will be making a recommendation to the full commission as to whether or not to certify this ordinance. The Pinelands Commission is expected to take final action at its May 10th, 2024 meeting, and we will be accepting any additional written testimony, but it must be submitted no later than Friday, April 5th, 2024. That's April 5th. And with that, Sue, do you see a need to stay on longer, or?
No, I don't think so. We've had the number up, so people have had a, opportunity to dial in if they're going to, so.
All right.
Good.
That sounds good. So given that it's now 9:47 a.m., there being no further testimony regarding this ordinance, I will now close the hearing. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you.
thank you.